you're effectively a failed state.
Yes.
And, that has a whole other set of connotations, right? I mean, there's a whole other set of repercussions that come from the admission that you're effectively a failed state. And,
Yes.
what I see is that it just bolsters your argument that the Western Cape should reassert its independence. I mean, it's, these are all things that I think really play into the trend of self-determination. You guys have the case. Look, there's the political. We know that independence is built on three legs: political, cultural, and economic. And you've hit on the political, you've hit on the cultural. We've talked a little bit and straddled into the economic aspects of this, but give the viewers and the listeners a bit of a picture of economically what's taking place there. And I think, this is a question, but let me caveat with, I think that will serve ultimately as the final nail in the coffin for the fact that for anyone out there who says that the Western Cape should continue to be a part of South Africa.
Absolutely. Yes. When one looks past the horrific states of crime in the country and all the other issues, our electricity blackouts and the racist policies of the government, etc., purely from an economic point of view, the Western Cape would absolutely flourish and prosper as an independent country. So we're paying approximately almost 230 billion rand in taxes to the national treasury on an annual basis. We're getting back in our conditional allocation, our provincial and our local allocation, a total of about 60 billion rand. So we're losing direct access to approximately 75% of the revenue that we produce here. It is mind-blowing. We could overnight, without even changing these communist policies that we live under here, overnight, we could cut taxes in half and at the same time have double the amount of money for schools, for hospitals, for infrastructure, for various projects. It is a no-brainer. That is without even changing policy. And policy is so bad. We have ports that are barely running properly. And the Cape could be one of the most prosperous ports in the world. From east to west, if you want to send your produce and your products from the west to the east, or from the east to the west, America to China, Europe to China, wherever it might be, you've either got to go through the Suez Canal or you've got to go past us here in the Cape. We are one of only two routes of trade from east to west. So the Suez Canal gets more traffic than we do. But as we saw a few months ago, there were issues there with pirates, and it literally ground to a halt. And as a result of that, the Cape became the most important trade route for many, many weeks. So the Cape is not just an important territory within South Africa, but we're an important territory to the entire world. And we really want to have good relationships with both the East and the West. We want to have friendships across the world. We think divisive politics and the type of agenda that we're seeing under the ANC government is not helpful. And certainly in an independent Cape, we would extend our hands as a friendly nation to the West, to the East, to everyone in the world. It's time to put an end to a lot of the violence we're seeing, not just in South Africa, but in the Middle East, in Europe, in Ukraine. I think President Trump has spoken about being a president of peace. I think it's about time we put an end to a lot of the wars we're seeing around the world, and we would be happy to be peaceful partners with all of the great nations that we would call friends in the international community.